So continues our full playthrough of the Zelda series. Let's do this. Just got 2 games left. We've beaten every other one. If you want to see some of the other games, you can go to zelda.marstead.com. It has a list of all of the YouTube playlists for all the Zelda games we played so far. I'm actually going to let this opening screen play for a little bit. Because I'm going to miss Zelda. Next time we're going to play it on stream will probably be when Zelda Wii U comes out. Which looks like we just recently found isn't going to be till 2017 now. I do have Monster Hunter for you. I'm going to fit it in once we clean up some of the extra games on the schedule, like Ogre Battle 64. We'll try to get it in on a Wednesday. Ganon with 2 N's. Go find the 8 units link to save her. Heart container, fairy, clock, rupee with a Y. Light potion, second potion. Letter, food, sword, white sword. Magical sword, magical shield. There's a pretty cool story in the development of Zelda, and actually a lot of Japanese developers will like recall something kind of interesting from their childhood as what inspired them to make their game. So like Zelda, I think Miyamoto was having fun exploring the woods with his friends or by himself. Pokemon was like the guy who made Pokemon had a bug collection, and it made him think of doing a game like this. I'm trying to remember what they said inspired Katamari Damacy, but it was kind of a similar thing where they have this sort of unrelated. Please look up the manual for details. Was that in the original game, or is it a 3DS thing? Alright, we'll be Link. Seems appropriate. Here we go. Pretty impressive to see what, you know, has stuck around in the Zelda series since this game came out. I feel like Link to the Past is probably the definitive title in the series. Like, a lot of the stuff that we know and love about Zelda came out of Link to the Past, but there's still a lot of things from the original game that you still see today. A lot of the enemies make new appearances. The sword shooting out laser beams when you're at full health. This is definitely one of the harder games. This one and Zelda 2 are probably going to be the hardest 2 games that we're going to play. Can do it for Zelda 2. I think it lets us set a save file name. Oh, really, Ikupo? That's so cool. I never hear Western developers describe their idea for games in that way. I don't know what's up. I just think differently about game design. I feel like I've played many fewer Western games that are just completely crazy, off-the-wall, brand new ideas. A lot of Western video games are like, oh, it's like this game and this game and this game all met and had a baby. Which can be really fun, but it's, you know, I don't see a lot of like Katamari Damacy kind of games coming out of the West, where it's just something no one has ever thought of before and it's completely wild and it's like defies explanation. Probably going to have to do a little bit of farming in this game, particularly for rupees. You do need quite a few of them in this one compared to a lot of the later Zeldas. Fortunately, there's a couple good places to do it. I think the key count in this game carries over from dungeon to dungeon. You can actually buy keys in shops, so you don't have to get them all in the dungeons. Later, Dieter. Thank you. Again, thank you for the donation and for the birthday well wishes. After Zelda, I'm going to do the Souls series. So we've already beaten Dark Souls, but we're going to do Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 3. Which is probably going to take a really long time. And we'll keep a series focus running each week. Yeah, it's weird, you know, and it's fine. Like, I love those games. The games that are like, oh, it's like, you know, these 2 awesome games had a baby. There's nothing wrong with that approach to design. Like, there's a lot of art that works that way. You know, for the reason why I like Indiana Jones so much is Indiana Jones is basically a big homage to all of these old school like pulp novels and serials. So that can totally work. Thank you, newbie. Thank you, Yukipo. I wasn't going to drop that, but Dieter knew about it because it's on Facebook. He dropped the donation at the beginning of stream. Alright, let's go this way. I strongly urge all of you to Google, if you can, Bit Brigade Zelda PAX. Bit Brigade is a band that I won't shut up about, where their frontman is a speedrunner. And it's really cool because he goes up on stage and they've got a projector set up and he speedruns a game. I think it's like Zelda, Mega Man, Castlevania, Metroid, there's a couple other ones, Ninja Gaiden, I think. Basically games that are speedrunnable in about the time it takes to do a set for a band. And then the band plays music for the game as he's playing through it. And it's really cool because like Zelda 1 doesn't really have that varied of a soundtrack. Neither does Metroid 1, so instead they just play music from the whole series. Like they'll play different dungeon music from different games as they get to different areas. And as the speedrunner like clears the level, they play the little "you got the Triforce" sound effect. It's pretty sweet. I've seen them at PAX twice now. I saw Metroid this past year and Zelda the year before. It's just pretty crazy to watch. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Persona series, newbie. Persona 3 is currently on the voting spreadsheet, as well as Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. I've never played the series before, either Shin Megami Tensei or Persona, but I've always been told that as a fan of RPGs that I should play them more. So yeah, I'm sure that they'll end up on the voting spreadsheet eventually and we'll play them. Origin of Wall Masters. It's actually pretty impressive how many like Zelda enemies date all the way back to Zelda 1. There's a pretty... oh shit, I let myself get grabbed by a Wall Master. Who does that? The same mechanic too. You notice all the dungeons have a specific shape to them. This one looks like a genie's lamp. Once you get the map. Yeah, right? Playing little games in caves as a kid. There's a lot of mechanics that didn't survive either, like that clock. I probably will not play any games on the hardest difficulty on stream for time reasons. The quest to beat every awesome game, that's a lot of games to run through. It gets harder and harder the longer you spend on them, and I think that sometimes you're kind of squeezing blood from a stone, depending on what game you're playing. If you're cranking the difficulty up a whole bunch, as far as just like showing off what the game is all about. Something I would definitely do if I were playing it in my free time offline, but on Twitch I tend to stick to normal or easy, depending. I really need to clear that noise. I think that room with the Wall Masters is a pretty good spot for rupee farming, so this isn't the end of the world. Oh, is normal too hard? Come on guys, drop some hearts. Actually, I'm gonna try going up here. I think there's still an item I need to get from this dungeon. Another interesting thing, this is probably the least linear Zelda game. You can go anywhere on the map at the beginning, and there's a lot of dungeons that you can go to without having cleared the prior ones. It's not really common that you have to have the item from the previous dungeon to progress in the next one, which Zelda has moved further and further away from that with most of the modern titles. They focus more on making it more linear, more difficult to get stuck. That's why part of the reason why people are really excited for Zelda Wii U, because I guess they're going to a more open world style like this game. Which we haven't really seen in 3D yet. Probably Ocarina might be the closest to being open world once you get to Adult Link, but even then it's pretty recommended that you go through the dungeons in order. Alright, there we go. These are the speedrunning on hard. Interesting. So I usually don't 100% games on Twitch. I usually do off-stream. I'm a pretty rabid completionist, but it turns out that you really aren't getting a lot of extra entertainment from playing the same game for another... Sometimes like a game will be like 20 hours long, but the full playthrough will be 100 hours long. And like I said, at some point you're getting diminishing returns on the experience of it. I make some exceptions. Like I think I pretty close to 100% in Mass Effect 2 because all of the bonus content in Mass Effect 2 is really strong and interesting. But anytime it's like, okay, go do this same mission again, except now the enemies have yellow armor instead of blue armor. That's the kind of thing that's pretty pervasive that I'll tend to avoid. I 100%ed, oh shit, death number 1. One of many, I'm sure. I think we get to keep our rupees at least. Go ahead and save. Get back to the dungeon. See if there's anything I want to buy with that money. Like most Zelda games, this game is kind of a top-down difficulty curve. It gets much easier as you have more hearts available to you. Yeah, I don't really about... Linearity is usually fine for me. Some people get up in arms about it. I think that we should think of non-linearity more as a bonus, rather than thinking of linearity as being a problem. More positive thinking on it. The Link Between Worlds is pretty good as far as a modern Zelda game being fairly non-linear. My bot should take care of most of them. Yeah, I think I can agree about that with Skyward Sword. There wasn't a lot of cool secrets in that game. And that's part of the fun of Zelda, is finding stuff that's, you know, outside the beaten path. We're gonna go through and kill a bunch of these skeletons again. I'm gonna treat that as a blessing in disguise or death just now. Because we want to get as many rupees as possible, and what better way to fight them? I'm curious if anyone does RNG manipulation for this game. That's true, Wind Waker is pretty close. I guess the only problem with Wind Waker is that it's short. It felt like there was a lot more game there than what ended up being included. It seems surprising there's really just those 2 dungeons at the end. Let's go this way. But that is the way I would recommend approaching it, is that don't think of linearity as being a problem. Think of non-linearity as being a benefit. Cool. I already did that. There might be a bombable wall in there. You can get bombs pretty early in this one. This is one of the ones where you think you just get bombs from a shop. At some point, I don't even drop in a dungeon. I think they might even be like a random drop from, I want to say Moblins can drop them sometimes. It's Wind Waker! Wind Waker! 599 US dollars. I feel like the laser sword is especially big boon in this game. The later Zeldas will like restrict when you have access to it until you get the Master Sword. Ah, shit. So much for laser sword. Thank God. Maybe we'll luck out and get another heart here. Nope. Yeah, I kind of like the emptiness of Wind Waker. It was definitely improved in the HD re-release where you can get the faster sail, you know? Ah, shit. I think my my Wallmaster count is the highest it's ever been in a Zelda game too. They think they can touch you while they're coming out of the wall. There is no like special, oh, they're just appearing animation. Once they're there, they're there. You better avoid them. Yeah, I thought that was a bummer. It was so cool when you get the bird, like, oh man, it's gonna be like Wind Waker, but in the sky. Like, no, not really. Oh, thanks FW, let me shut that down. I wish I had a way to run those temporarily. Fixed. Good looking out. Scoot over here. Try to save. So much for that. Maybe we'll get a heart from one of these wall masters, though. I want to kill all of them because they have a pretty good rupee drop rate, and I want to have hearts, preferably full hearts, for this boss fight. This boss hasn't really shown up in any Zelda games except for Oracle of Seasons, which I think was trying to call back to this game a lot. And it's probably the second hardest Zelda game for that reason. I do like that bosses are just kind of there in this one. That's something that's missing from a lot of modern games. Like, modern games like to do a cutscene that introduces the boss. And I kind of miss the style of you just kind of walk in and holy shit, there's the boss, you know? I feel like that's something that Diablo 2 did really well, and Diablo 1, and then you go into Diablo 3 and the cutscenes really kind of pull you out of the experience. I'm curious, like, what drives that feeling that we have to have a cutscene to introduce this fight, you know? It's so prevalent. Almost just take for granted that you're going to see a cutscene before every boss fight. Dark Souls doesn't do it all the time, but there are lots of bosses that you just kind of walk in and there's the boss that's rushing you. You know, better fight it. Feels pretty old school in that respect. I guess the shield only blocks those things if you're not also sorting. Makes sense. Yeah. I'm okay with boss fights as puzzles. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a execution race. I think I actually prefer puzzle fights to, you know, just stab them enough times without getting stabbed yourself. Alright, let's grab this guy. We can get some more upgrades with this. Get another heart container. Go for that. I believe you actually are required to get a certain number of heart containers in this game before you beat it. Like, I know you have to have a certain number of hearts before you can get the white sword. It's up here, right? Oh, shit. I think it's 8, if I remember. 8, right? And you only get to shoot it once per map, so you gotta be pretty careful. 2, 3. No. Maybe it's one to the left of that. Maybe it's one to the right of it. I'm almost positive that it's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless if it's here. No, I don't think that's right. Oh, it's actually, I think it's a little bit closer. Is that it? There we go. Da-da-da-da. We want the heart container. Sweet. Does anyone happen to know... They don't even refill you on hearts in this game. It's brutal. Does anyone happen to know how many hearts you need to get the white sword? Is it 6? Switch over to the Boomerang here. Yeah. I want to try to get some bombs when we can, but it's going to be a while, I think, before we get a chance to. I think this is near-ish to the second dungeon. You eventually get a warp, and those stones are the warps. If I recall correctly. There might be a fairy fountain north of here, too, which would be outstanding. Yeah, that's right. Is it 5 chaos? Oh, so I could go get it now. I might want to do that. I think I need to get like a glove so I can push this rock. Let's see what's in that house real quick. Hey, there's some bombs, and we've got just enough cash. Sounds good, Peter. We'll have to start saving up money for the arrows. There's gonna be a boss later. So like the way arrows work in this game is they didn't have a quiver. So instead arrows just directly cost rupees to fire. Another reason why you want to get lots of rupees. Good timing on the clock there, game. Jeez. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's another bombable place that I can go to where I can score. I think Skyward Sword is the most disliked. I don't know what's going on, but we've got some like spam bots coming in lately. You guys can feel free if someone just comes in and like spams or otherwise like spoils something for no reason, like just ban them. Don't even have to worry about timing out. Actually, I banned him earlier. You made a new account. I have to bring in I actually had a spoiler bot from when that movie came out. I think there's a heart here, isn't there? Maybe. This is fairly close to where you get the white sword. To look at my map, I don't remember the exact panel that it's on. I don't know. I only have like 4 bombs. I don't want to waste them. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there is one here, for sure. I think Skyward Sword's a good game. I think that it's probably fair to call it the least good Zelda, but it's, you know, like the worst of a series that's amazing is still really, really good. It's still better than just about every other game out there. I personally don't harbor any ill will towards Skyward Sword. It does some stuff from a design perspective that I'm not a fan of. The biggest one that bugs me is I don't like the way the game it stops the gameplay constantly. You know, every time you find an item, it takes a long time to explain what the item is. It can get kind of frustrating. Oh, is this one of those rooms? Okay, I think it's if you go the other direction. I think eventually that room just loops up and down. I think Skyward Sword's worse than Phantom Hourglass. Phantom Hourglass is actually really good. It has some of the best puzzles of the series. The big problem with Phantom Hourglass is it has kind of a dull soundtrack. Did you play through and beat Phantom Hourglass, Benok? I thought that I wasn't gonna like it too, with the whole motion or you know, touchscreen controls thing, but playing it again on Twitch, I ended up getting a pretty good appreciation for it. It's actually really, really well done on the whole. This is where it loops around if you go right or down. The Skyward Sword wasn't really open. You didn't feel like you were exploring. Oh, okay. Any direction we go that's not left. I see. So once you've gone right, you can't come back. You have to loop all the way around. That's okay. We've got a new sword now, so that's exciting. Things will die faster. I thought the dungeon design was really cool. I guess another frustration with Phantom Hourglass that they somewhat addressed in Spirit Tracks is that there's the dungeon you have to keep revisiting, and it doesn't really get any more interesting each time you come back to it, but even that, at the end of the day, is not so bad. Yeah, I think you have that problem in Skyward Sword, too. Skyward Sword does a lot of area reuse, a lot of times in ways that aren't particularly exciting. There's a lot of like little fetch questy things that almost don't feel like they fit in the Zelda universe. Like, oh, go talk to these 3 people in this order to progress the story, just so we can pad this section out. I think there's a couple places I can go to get a shit ton of rupees, and I might do that. Like, I'm gonna want to get the I'm going to want to get the ring that reduces the damage that we take. I'm trying to remember where that guy is. I think this one gives you some rupees. Secret to everybody. You notice this line shows up in almost every Zelda game. The localization team doesn't always translate it the same way, though. But if someone's like, you know, keep it a secret, or don't let anybody know, usually they should have translated it that way. This guy's have a lot of hit points. There's also some rupees in here. Gotta be careful, some of these the guy actually takes rupees away from you. No, what's that propagable? Yeah, it's a secret to everybody. Alright, Dungeon 2. It does mark the number of the dungeon in case you go to a later one. That's kind of helpful, that you know whether you're going in the intended direction or if you're going off the path, but in most cases it doesn't matter. So I have enough rupees now that I can buy the arrows. I might do that next and then try to go around the game map trying to find some of the secret to everybody dudes who give a ton of rupees so that we can buy the ring that reduces incoming damage. I think this is a dungeon where you don't need to use all of the keys, so I'm going to try to wait to open any of the locked doors for a bit. They kind of moved away from that design in all the later Zeldas, with a few exceptions. There's exactly enough keys to open all the doors in the dungeon. This one has extraneous keys. Yeah, actually, you know, the first Metroid hasn't aged very well. I think that Zero Mission is just strictly better in every possible way. I think if you want the experience of Metroid 1, you should play Zero Mission. Unfortunately, no one's done a modern remake of Zelda 1, so don't really have that opportunity here. Get my ass kicked over here, Jesus. Don't know if those things on the wall keep shooting when the dude's dead. Be nice if they didn't. This is with the second sword. Imagine how nasty this would be. Alright. Worth it. I'm gonna save my bombs. Oh, actually, no, I've got more bombs. Never mind. Fine. Pretty sure all these walls... One of the nice things about Zelda 1 that they kind of moved away from later too is there's just so many bombable walls. If you can see two rooms are adjacent on the map, there's a really good chance that you can bomb your way through them. Yeah, I agree, Chaos. Yeah, so we get to avoid using a whole bunch of keys here by bombing instead of opening those doors. Like I said, I think the keys transfer from dungeon to dungeon. I don't think there are any dungeons that don't have enough keys to progress, but there are certainly extras. Oh, okay. Stupid. Not one marked on the map there. Oracle of Seasons I had a lot of fun with. It's been a long time since I'd played it before. It was effectively a blind playthrough. Lots of callbacks to Zelda 1 in particular. Give me that. Try going left down here. I kind of want to get some hearts. Oh, I love that about the original Metroid, that there's no direction. You just kind of have to explore and find your way around. I think that modern games probably shouldn't go that route, though, and usually they don't. They find some compromise that leads you in the right direction if you're completely stuck. Like, I like the way Metroid Prime does it. Metroid Prime says, have you been flailing around for a certain amount of time? If so, we're going to help you out. I think we do continue. We start back from the entrance of the dungeon. Okay, last time I did save and I had to walk back, so we'll wait to save until we actually have to. Another decent place for rupees. Well, at the end of the day, I'm probably going to get most of my rupees from the merchants. Ages was the puzzle game. The Seasons was the Zelda 1, like, combat-focused one. Oh yeah, this game doesn't start you back off at full health when you die either. Whew. I died by failing. It's okay, it's getting me more rupees. Let's get these guys. Gonna save some keys. There's still an item to get in this dungeon. I'm sure all the dungeons have them. Not as careful as the later Zeldas in making sure that you found all the items, though. It's not even really necessary. So it really only has one real enemy, I guess. Yeah, and just having to farm it back up. Nice change. I think they fixed that in Zero Mission as well. And the Zero Mission is probably the greatest remake of any game ever. I think it does everything better than the original. It's kind of like the Desert Temple boss in Link to the Past. I'm gonna save that bomb for now because I've got 7 of them. Might need it later. Cool. And we got our laser sword back. I don't think we need it for this dungeon boss. I think this is my man Dodongo. Hate smoke. You'll see where a lot of the cool callbacks in the later Zeldas are, like the way that they interpret Dodongo hates smoke in the Dodongo fight in Ocarina of Time is pretty clever. Since the actual fight in this game is fairly simple. Yeah, see, pretty much if the rooms are adjacent and there's not an obvious door, chances are you can bomb. Dodongo dislikes smoke. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so there's several fights with these guys in like Oracle of Seasons that kind of play out the same way. It's cool. These can be rough. If you run out of bombs sometimes, you just gotta leave and come back. Yeah. They're very different though. It's not like Pokemon X and Y. Like they're completely different games. Pokemon X and Y are basically the same game. It's just which do you get, the X Pokemon or the Y Pokemon? The basic experience isn't any different. It's recommended that you play both of them. Alright, let me pause real quick and take a look at the map. I think Dungeon 3 is in the southwest corner of the map, is that right? That sounds right. I'm gonna try to score some arrows. Does anyone know where the cheapest arrows are? I think I'll get the secret in the top right corner too. Yeah, let's do that. Probably want to get some magic potion eventually too. I'm gonna see if I can get the rupees all the way in the top right, and then I'll go buy... I said I was gonna buy the arrows first, but I think I'm gonna get the ring. Reduce our game over amount. Pretty sure this secret that I'm on my way to is something that speedrunners do. I remember seeing the guy at PAX and Bit Brigade when he was speedrunning it. Hit it. East Coast? Okay, thank you, FW. I think I know the one you're talking about. Show this to the old woman. It's a prescription. I'd love to play another game that recreates the feeling of playing this game blind. There's just this huge map, there's all these things to discover. Your mind is just blown as you cross. This is it, right? This is one that somebody hints at it. There's a secret wall you can walk through there. It's not just random. It's a secret to everybody. Thanks, dude. I think it keeps counting if you walk off the map, but just in case. Okay, so that's enough to get the ring. That, like, treehouse there is a gambler NPC. You could win or lose money. I'm not interested in that. It's a secret to everybody. Don't tell a soul. I think we caught most of the references to it when we were playing through the Zelda series, even if they didn't translate it that way. They're better about it in the more recent games of making sure to use the goofy old translation. A lot of them will be like, oh, don't tell anyone. Ow. Walked. Yeah, right? What? Nice dodge, Link. Good job. Remember to come back here when we get the Raft. I think we can get another heart container here. Westpenots is the secret. And that was the one that was a typo, right? It was supposed to be Eastmost. Oh, there's a heart here. I thought so. I think this is the shop with the cheap arrows. I'm worried about going over the max, so I'll just buy them now. The ring shop is on the other side of the map. I'll see if I can find another store. It's a secret to everybody. Just he says, here, take these rupees, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone I'm helping you, because he's a moblin. But it's kind of a wonky translation, so it's funny to call back to it in later games. Okay, get a few more. I think that I'm trying to remember how much the ring costs. I think that it's like 250, isn't it? If anyone remembers how much the blue ring is. Friendly mobbing. Shit. Getting rupees, getting paid. There's another heart container like right over here. I remember the heart containers pretty well. $250. $255 is the cap. Yeah. Makes sense. You need to have a certain threshold of hearts to get the final sword as well, right? Is it like 13 hearts, and you have to have the glove that lets you push rocks so you can push the gravestone? That sounds right. $12 hearts. Okay, thank you. Good looking out, as they say. No, I skipped. There was a place for me to get more rupees back to the east. But I'm gonna go over my max if I go to it. There's definitely one here. Yeah, we're gonna go try to score real quick. I'm okay with going over the cap. It's not too terribly far over. Really want to get that ring, and it's actually on my way to the 3rd dungeon, so it'll be nice to not have to worry about it. I think this is it. I think it's that bush right there. Yeah, that looks right. That bush. I think we do eventually get a candle that you can fire more than once per map. Secret to everybody. Thanks, dude. Good looking out. Alright, so now we pretty much just want to like book it to buy the ring, because any more rupees we pick up are going to be wasted, so... Yeah, I'm excited for that game too. You play as an item shop owner in a JRPG universe. Never actually played it, it will be blind for me. Yeah, it's on the voting spreadsheet. Oh god. Could also buy the bigger shield. No, let's not get distracted. Learn responsible money spending. Sorry, I learned almost all my fiscal responsibility from playing video games. I tell that to people when they're like, what's the point of video games? What good are they? It's like, man, you get to simulate consequences for your decisions, and that, you know, wasting all of your money on a cosmetic upgrade in an MMO, like, now you don't have that money to buy the upgrade you needed. But it doesn't actually hurt your credit score in the real world, and those lessons are applicable IRL. Alright, we're gonna sneak up. I think it's over to the right and then up here? That sounds right. Yeah, up along the lake. Some of this stuff I still remember. Yeah, it's fun. It's like you're in a JRPG universe, but you're not the hero. You're the shop owner. Try to kill all these guys. This doesn't really matter, but the middle one. That's it. 250. We're gonna need to buy that meat eventually, and then we still need to buy the big shield, and we'll want to get the magic medicine too. You're the one that's going to the shops. I think this is a fairy fountain up here. Yeah, full heal. Ben and Marty are wrestling. You might be able to hear them. Cat cam. Well, it might actually work in this profile. Cat cam doesn't work. I apologize. This is the 3DS, but only with the top screen visible, so I might not have added it. Imagine them being adorable. Blue tunic. Oh no, it totally does work. Alright. Get him, Marty. You can do this. Use your weight. You're the heavier kitty. Alright. Don't these guys split into two if you don't do enough damage to them? I don't remember that being a thing. Previous dungeon was shaped like a snake. Forget what this one is. I know one of them is a non-rotated swastika, like, you know, the symbol of good luck from the ancient world. That might be level 4. I'll pick up the rupees again. Yeah, I would say that they're very different. Both Fates and Conquest and Birthright are just completely different games. It's more like Oracle of Ages and Seasons. I guess we'll grab the bomb. I think it goes away if we walk away. Plays a bar owner in an RPG. So, funny story about this dungeon. These enemies, the Dark Nuts, are like one of the most irritating enemies in the game because they only take damage from the side or behind, and they hit you really hard. And my wife Andrea, when she was playing this game, this is the first present I got for her. I got her the gold Zelda cartridge. Anyway, she was having a lot of trouble with those Dark Nuts, and there's a room that you go into that's just filled with them. I'll show you when we get there. She kind of walked in the room, saw all the Dark Nuts, and just noped out. She just turned around, didn't say anything. Tried to walk out of the dungeon. Maybe the boss fight there, is it? There's still stuff we have to get in this dungeon, so we don't want to do this just yet. I guess we can. I think you can bomb this guy, can't you? That's kind of the trick. If you're really lucky, you can just kill him in one hit if it lands right in the center of him. Remember, everybody was cheering at PAX when they were doing the speedrun of this. Bombs blow up really quick in this one too, which is nice. Oh, there we go. We're gonna come right back in and get all the other items, but take the heart container. Later, Kevin. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy class. The original build of Zelda 1 gave you the choice of the boomerang and the wind sword? Really? Interesting. I don't think that would have been for the whole series. I think that there's actually quite a bit of precedent that's not set in Zelda 1. They changed quite a bit going into Link to the Past. Not a lot of things that were in Link to the Past that don't show up in later Zeldas, though. That's kind of the keystone title in the series. Yeah, right, Propagable. Yeah, if you've played Binding of Isaac and you've never played like a Zelda game before, Binding of Isaac is pretty much Zelda 1 in the design of the levels. Some of it's a pretty direct reference with the way you can bomb walls and keys to open doors and the like. It's a Zelda roguelike. Nope. There are a couple enemies in Binding of Isaac that are like re-sprited Zelda enemies based on their behavior. Yeah, this is the room. Andrea walked in here and she just like turned around, walked out the dungeon, went somewhere else. She's like, nope, there's way too many dark nuts. They stay pretty tricky in the later games too. I think we get the Raft in this dungeon? I'm trying to remember. That sounds right. Oh my god, maybe it was this room actually. There's even more in here. Good lord. I think you can bomb them. That itself is risky. You can't really predict their movement either. It's a total crapshoot. Pretty much just have to pray. All these bombs. Oh, that's From Software? I've actually played that for about 3 hours or so. I didn't realize that that was From. That's crazy. It's for the PS3, right? That'd be a fun one to do on stream at some point. It's funny that there's big Zelda homage for the PlayStation. Yeah, that would be cool. Would be very doable. Are modding tools for Binding of Isaac on the way? I hadn't heard that. That's cool though. Yeah, it's reference. I don't think we want to use the key here, right? It doesn't take us somewhere new. Sneak back around. We're gonna not waste any keys and have plenty of them. Auction still at 1,000 sphere points with Yahan winning. The theory that everybody who was really excited tapped out their reserves in the last auction is probably true. Yes, clock is the best thing for the dark nuts. We still haven't found the map. Ah. So that was the door we could have just opened. We got the... We might just be able to leave this place. Because we've got the raft. And we beat the boss. I kind of just want to hold on to my keys. I think we're going to roll out of here. Oh, that's really cool, Propagable. I think I missed that when you said last time. Yeah, and then voted a whole bunch for Life is Strange. Believe. Alright, let's get out of dodge. Maybe kill a few more of these guys. Still need more rupees. Don't remember if there are any other spots on the map that give you like 100 rupees. Or if we've kind of tapped those out for now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need 3 more hard containers before we can get the final sword. Alright, so we can go to Dungeon 4 now that we have the raft. We can also get another hard container, but it's on the opposite side of the world, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to stop at the ferry. We're going to top off, and we're going to go down to Dungeon 4, I think. Don't think any of the other items we have to buy are necessary for a little while. We do need to get the meat, but I'm trying to remember what dungeon that was for. It might be like Dungeon 8, 7 or 8. I think it's fairly late. I like them. I haven't played too many of them on stream. We did Phoenix Wright, and then Ghost Trick is kind of like that too. No, you see exclamation point bid, and whatever your number is, and then whoever wins gets to pick whatever game they want. Right now, Yahan is winning with 1,000 sphere points as the bid. Technically, I will have to double check the game you pick. I might veto it if it's not appropriate for the channel, but that hasn't been a problem so far. I think I skipped the entrance to Dungeon 4 over here. It's this way. Right. But I like Heavy Rain. It's really cool. Keys room. No. Haven't beat Dungeon 6. Nice, I think I've started this game many times, but I've only beaten it once or twice. I think I get lost around like the 5th dungeon or so. It starts to get tricky. Is 6 the one that's dark and has the Gibdos? I started to get hazy after about this dungeon. That's correct, mostly on 3DS right now. I do have it for PC though. I'd be willing to pick up the PC version if it's getting some cool new features, since they're not doing any updates for 3DS. Ow. Yay, demon keys being susceptible to the boomerang, rather than just stunning them. Oh, I thought I was gonna get something for that. Oh well. Oh, 6 is the Wizrobe one. Forget that noise. Wizrobes are frustrating. Oh, wrong item. Oops. I think that speedrunners don't bother with the fire, or they don't use it in dungeons. They just know the layout and walk through it. It's not worth going into the menu to activate it. I think they get it for burning some of the bushes to get more hearts to get the endgame sword, but... Nope. I should be able to just cross this water, right? Maybe it's that there's specific kinds of water you can do that with. Yeah. I do have the raft, don't I? I do. That's how I got here. Oh wait, no, it's a different item. It's like a little bridge. I think you get it in this dungeon. You like place it on small amounts of water like this and can cross. I remember now. That worked out perfectly. Can we do that again? Ow. Dang it, Bobby. Try going east first. Step ladder is what it's called. Yeah, that's it. There's the ladder and the raft both didn't really make it to other Zelda games. Oh, everybody's favorite enemy. Lakes. Eat your shield. Oh, these things stop you from using your sword for a bit. That's rough in a room with lakes. Still have to kill everything if this is one of those push the blocks kind of puzzles. Yeah, it's a ticket. You should play it though, newbie. It's it's just 2 Fire Emblem games that came out at the same time that link together. It's not like you're playing the same game twice. I don't even think they have very many missions in common. It might be like the first 3 missions or so, like the tutorial stuff is similar. But you can even make a save file so that you can skip that on your second playthrough. No, I mean like the rest of the Zelda series. Like, I think Zelda 2 doesn't really count as carrying on the torch. There's a lot of stuff in Zelda 2 that never made it to any of the later games. In general, though, there's stuff like the raft and the step ladder that are pretty unique to Zelda 1 and 2. Come on. Alright. Let's try to kill what we can here. Yeah, it's just as though they made 2 games and just happened to release them at the same time. Yeah, I'm glad, I guess I'll put it this way, I'm glad that the series didn't take after Zelda 2. Nintendo had this habit of making a really innovative, different first sequel to their games. It's actually pretty standard among a lot of companies at the time. Like the only game I can think of where the first sequel was more of the same from a developer in that era was Mega Man 2. Is pretty much just a better version of Mega Man 1. Like Simon's Quest is totally different. I guess you can't really say that Mario 2 USA counts as a different game entirely. Let's go. This guy again. Lasers this time too. You end up hitting a lot of old bosses become almost regular enemies in this one. Walk into the waterfall. I think we did that one already. Mario 2 JP is pretty close to just Mario 1, that's true. But I do like Zelda 2. I mean, it's got a pretty sweet soundtrack, the gameplay is pretty fun. It would be cool to exist, like check out an alternate reality where the Zelda series took most of its inspiration from Zelda 2, but I think I like the style of Zelda 1, the top-down approach more, and I'm glad that that's where the series went. Yeah, Mario 2 JP is Lost Levels. It's the original Mario 2. What we know is Mario 2 is not Mario 2. Yep, Donkey Kong Jr. was pretty great for that reason too. It did a lot with their arcade games at the time. Don't think you can bomb into the boss room. I think that northeastmost corner is the boss door. Yeah, there's some frustrating stuff in Zelda 2. It's the kind of thing of like, what if Zelda had taken inspiration from that one and there had been like a Link to the Past for Zelda 2 that cleaned up a lot of the frustrating stuff from the first game? Would it just benefit from some iteration? I'm surprised there's not like a indie fan game out there that's like, this is like Zelda 2, but, you know. Every game in the multiverse. Yeah, I'd be in trouble then, Hitan, exactly. I think this guy becomes a regular enemy later too. He's pretty nasty. It's helpful to have the... Oh, that's not a fairy. That's a flying dragon head that damages you. Phew, I was getting worried there. Fortunately we had the blue ring, makes a really big difference. I can take a look real quick. Yeah, you're the only one bidding at the moment, Yahan. I actually closed it by accident last night at midnight, so just kind of remembering that you had a bid for 1,000. If nobody outbids you, I'll take care of it. Skinless Marstead. Alright, let's go get that other heart container on the other side of the map. That'll put us at 11 hearts. How many heart containers are on the map? I think I've gotten 2 of them so far. No, I think 3 actually. We got 2 from Abominable Wall and 1 from Burning a Bush. There's going to be another one all the way on the eastern side with the raft, so that's 4. Is there any more than that? I think you should, newbie. It's like they just released 2 Fire Emblem games at the same time. It's really not... It's not a Pokemon kind of situation. 1,000 sphere points to bid for the slot on the voting spreadsheet. So in this stream, you can vote for the next game I'm going to play. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. And viewers get to influence what we're going to see next. So at vote.marstead.com, you can see a list of all the games currently on the list. You'll notice one of the slots says TBD. That was a game that was recently replaced. You know, game that won, and there's an open slot now. But people are bidding sphere points to replace it. You earn sphere points just by being in chat. You can check how many you have with exclamation point SP. Show you your current total. I think if there's anything over here. This is a suspicious... Might be some rupees in one of these. I'll take a risk. There's some more details about the whole game voting system and the auction system and so on the vote.marstead.com link. You can also check out a list of all the games we've already played on Twitch at games.marstead.com. Bunch of YouTube playlists for the stuff we've already started. We've already been to this shop. We don't need any of that. If we get up to 160, we could buy a bigger shield, but I think I want to get the meat first. I think that right there is the 8th dungeon. That little conspicuous bush. But we'll worry about it later. You can get a shield cheaper at this shop. Yeah, no problem. Vote on any game you see on there. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for asking. That wasn't a raft, it was a stepladder. You get 100 sphere points for following, which should be enough to vote once or twice, depending on what game you're voting for. Is this a dungeon as well? I don't remember. Oh, it's just a heart container. Kick ass! Alright, so that's enough. I can go get... Do I need to have the glove that lets me push things in order to get the final sword? Or can I push those gravestones without it? If anybody knows. I figure out where Dungeon 5 is anyway. Pause real quick. Dungeon 5. This is where I started to get hazy. It's the little puzzle where you have to go up constantly. It is in the second quest. Don't need the bracelet? Don't think so anyway? Okay. Good to know. That's true. Yeah. I remember this solution. You just walk up a bunch of times. I don't remember if the game tells you this. I know there's at least one where they tell you the trick to it. There we go. I'm trying to remember which dungeon gives us the flute too. But it'll be nice if we get around the room a little faster. Oh really, Killa? Where's the shop that sells for 90? Is it the one that's near the second dungeon? Because that suddenly sounds familiar. Aha, the Pulse voice. So this enemy was in the Zelda. The original Zelda game is technically not a Famicom game. It's for the Famicom Disk System, which was an add-on for the NES in Japan. And those enemies called Pulse voices. In the instruction manual in the US, it says that they don't like loud noises. Well, the Disk System came with a microphone, and if you yelled into the microphone, you could instantly kill those Pulse voices. But there is no microphone in the NES version, so you have to kill them with arrows, which is a little bit more of a pain in the butt. They might take damage from some other stuff. I'm not actually sure what else can hurt them. Freaking Gibdos, man. Yeah. West of Dungeon 1. Okay, thank you. Man, a room full of Dodongos. We've got the bombs to kill them. Gotta be kind of careful, though. Easy to waste. Is it just 2 per Dodongo? Cool. They have a decent chance of dropping more bombs, too. Nice. Don't remember if they respawn at all, I hope not. That's funny, Calvin. I love Cinemassacre. I think I like, it was James Rolfe, the guy who plays Angry Nintendo Nerd. I like him better as James Rolfe. He kind of got flanderized with that character. People really, really liked the quirk of him getting way too over-the-top upset about stuff. And that became most of the show. I think we'll go get the sword upgrade after this. This is a push the block kind of thing, right? I assume so. You have to find the right block to push and what direction to push it. Unless if we need to use bombs in here. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that'll do. Ow. Do I have to kill these blue dark nuts? Bummer. I really hate these things. They're still kind of a threat, even with me taking half a heart of damage, and... Ooh, that was convenient. Someone up there is looking out for me. Thanks, Hylia. Preesh. This is about 6 more dark nuts than I'm comfortable with dealing with. Come on. Dang it, Bobby. There we go. Alright, let's go this way. Oh, Yahan, did you lose points? You shouldn't have. I thought I canceled it by accident. Can you check your SP count for me? In chat? If that happened, my bad. I can fix that, no problem. Yeah, sorry, that would be an oversight then. I must have, when I canceled it, I meant to close it. Or close it, I meant to cancel it, whichever. Well, that room just restocks the key I spent. Works. Yeah, you lost all your points, didn't you? Alright, I'll fix you up. Hold on one sec. There you go. You should have enough now. Just do the exclamation point bid 1000. Reclaim your pending bid. Corner bush you have to burn. Let me see. Oh, God. God, I hope this leads to a room with an item. These guys do so much damage. Ugh. Are they weak against the bow? I use rupees to kill them. They're immune to the bow. You can use bombs, but... And just think, that's with the blue ring. There's a lot of little upgrades in this that the game just kind of assumes you're going to stumble on. I'm so dead. You notice how Koji Kondo did this really clever thing. They were really limited in the sound channels on the NES and the Famicom. Only had 4. And a sound effects channel. So what Koji Kondo had the idea of doing, which is pretty brilliant, is I'm going to use the sound effects channel, since sound effects aren't playing all of the time, to add more music. So you notice that when there is a sound effect playing all the time, i.e. your out of hearts beeping noise, that it actually takes up some of the beats of the song. Yeah, thanks, Yahan. Sorry I didn't catch that if you mentioned it earlier. Takes a lot of bombs. Ugh. Gross. I don't think that there's a place for me to heal back up near here either. It's not a nearby, whatchamacallit, ferry, unfortunately. Hey, Manok, let it go. It's not a big deal. Give yourself an aneurysm over there. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, Killa. You need someone out there to say, yep, you're right. I agree with your point. You're right, I agree with your point. Don't worry about it. Kill these guys. Here, let me, I'm gonna send you a whisper real quick, Manok. I don't think Gibdos can be shot, but they're fairly easy to kill. They got a nice drop rate for bombs, which is cool because it seems like bombs are pretty needed in this dungeon on the whole. I might try to push through and kill the boss and then come back for the item. I don't remember what item's in this dungeon. Alright, let's see. That's where we get the flute, is this dungeon. Turn the fire here. Hey, J. Pry. Thank you so much. That's so cool of you. I appreciate that. Would one of the moderators do me a favor and throw sphere points over to J. Pry? 15 times 12. That was really cool of you. Alright. Yeah, good looking out. Yeah, it's looking like we can do a 24-hour, Jesus, a 4-hour daily stream in the month of May. That's really exciting. I wasn't sure it was going to happen. So that means that in May, the stream's going to run from 1 o'clock Pacific to 5 o'clock Pacific. I am going to be ending stream about an hour earlier after Andrew and I moved to Mountain Time. It's really going to help to wrap up stream a little bit sooner. We live in a really small town right now, and everything closes by like 8:30. That's really cool. 24-hour streams every day for the month of May. Hold me to it. Thanks, Chaos. Oh, shit. No backsies, right? I've done one 24-hour stream, and it was pretty bad in that it pretty much destroyed me. I know some streamers that do them all the time. I think it was just that I spent so much time like prepping for it beforehand. I went through my following list and sent a request to every streamer that I knew and said, hey, I'm doing this 24-hour stream. If you're streaming at the same time, if you could throw me a host when you're done, that would be rad. I think that part was the draining part of it. The stream itself was really fun. We did Super Mario Brothers. Yell at the Pulse voice. Well, we're at the boss room, but we only have one heart, so time to man mode it. Hopefully it's Gohma and goes down in one hit. Nope, it's not Gohma. Oh, it's the one we need the... This is the one that we have to use the flute on to kill, isn't it? And I think it just dies in one hit if you have the flute. I've got the level now. This level looks like a big snake. Shit. You know what would be great if one of you Gibdos dropped the fairy? Man, the game was being kind to me there. I totally should have been dead. Later, newbie. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Good having you, as always. Ah. Womp womp. So, I'm tempted to back out of here for now and go and find a fairy. Is there a nearby fairy fountain? Ish. I kind of have to go the long way to get to it. No, I think it's going to be worth it. I don't want to keep rushing through here with just 3 hearts. Oh, awesome, Yukibo. What's groovin', bro? Bye, newbie. See you next time. Pleasure as always. Nope. Mitomo's pretty cool. You don't really play Mitomo. It's more of like Nintendo's Facebook. I need to get back on there. I answered like 120 questions or something. If you want to learn more about what the hell I'm up to in real life, just add me on Mitomo. I like it for that, though. Actually, this is really cool. There was some random question in Mitomo that was something like... what was it? It was like, what's your favorite bread, I think? You know, like garlic bread or whatever, and my answer was, I like bread maker bread. And somebody asked, oh, you have a bread maker? And I said, no, I just used to have a bread maker. My mom had one when I was a kid, and I remember it being really good, but no, I don't own one. And then for my birthday today, my sister got me a bread maker because of that random question on Miitomo that would have never come up in a conversation otherwise. And I never would have shared randomly on Facebook that I really like bread, maker bread. So that was really cool. It's the magic of Miitomo versus something like Facebook. Miitomo doesn't work on your phone. That's a bummer, Propagable. I wish they made a desktop version. There's this thing in Japan right now that's a little bit troublesome. It's in the West a little bit too, but it's this like, let's make everything mobile. It's like, sometimes I just want to do stuff like at my computer. I don't need to have it with me all the time. Yeah, same thing, Yukipo. I'll post a cool link that I see every now and then, but that's about the extent of it. Alright, I think that was totally worth getting the backtracking. And once we finish this dungeon, we can get around the map quite a bit faster. Yeah, you get cool coins you can spend on Nintendo stuff, right? Killa, you were saying that the big shield that's like 90 rupees is in like the bottom right corner of the map or something. I'm probably gonna buy the meat first. So I think the big shield is optional, and you need the meat to progress. Ah, very good. Did it not go super well, Tatsuki? Oh, I'd love an Animal Crossing mobile game. I think that would fit pretty well. Yeah. Well, I love the 3DS. I guess I don't know. I'm still not totally sold on, like, when I say mobile, I mean like cell phone specific games. They still kind of occupy this not really a game space in my mind that's probably not justified, just because a lot of early games were pretty simple. I think they're moving away from that now. They're more like just a portable PC kind of games you get to experience on there. I'm gonna be really careful next time I go into a room full of blue dark nuts to not get wrecked as badly. Get some rupees. If I can save my laser sword, that would be fantastic. Should help with the dark nuts quite a bit. Does block more projectiles and stuff. Yeah. Let me kill these Gibdos. I think they have a pretty decent chance of dropping bombs. That's why they put the Gibdos in this room. You also might know to do the bombing thing if you got the map. The map does feel particularly relevant in Zelda 1 because of the way bombing works compared to the later titles. There's only a few Zelda games I can think of that make the map super relevant. The Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks definitely do. There was that really cool, like any of the sand levels, the Nehru Desert levels in Skyward Sword, where like the map is the way it used to be in the past before it got covered with sand. I thought that was pretty clever. Do beam shots do half damage in this one, or they do full damage? If I can kill them all on one side and have a safe space to shoot at them, that would be cool, but easier said than done. Shit. So begins the suffering. This is where we want to have the level 3 sword. Whoever just added me on Miitomo, I'll get you set up afterward. It plays this sound effect that sounds like your phone is sneezing. Shit. Already getting my ass kicked more than I should be on these things, especially when I got another room full of them to deal with. Okay. You know, it would be really swell if one of you dropped a fairy. That would be the bee's knees. So you can kind of trap them in that bottom corner. They're forced to go left or right, but one more on this dude. Yeah, whenever they go up against the wall like that, it's a good way to take them out. One screen from Dungeon 1, 2 screens to the left, and burn the corner bush. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, I see the one you're talking about. For 90? Sure. Keys tend to not really drop anything. Right. I have one bomb left, so I'm gonna make it count. Yeah, right, Chaos? Dark Nuts stress me out, man. I think this is the hardest part of all of Zelda 1, is fighting these guys. Big rooms full of them. Shit. Can't really take advantage of a temporary invincibility either, because I think if 2 of them touch you at the same time, you take 2 points of damage. Sorry. That's how it is. Okay. Gets easier the fewer of them there are. Can't even stun them with the boomerang. I think if we can just get through here, I'm pretty sure that the flute is down the stairs here. Just gotta kill all these guys first though. Won't let us solve the puzzle until then. Come on. Shit. Thought I was doing fine there. Whew. Dropping hearts. 2 hearts. Man. It's like something. Dark Knights are supposed to stress you out. Yeah. Like I said, this game and Zelda 2 are probably the hardest 2 titles in the series, just because they're early video games. Oracle of Seasons is probably the 3rd hardest one after that. Maybe like the first couple hours of the original release of Twilight Princess can be pretty rough. Just because the enemies do a full heart of damage and you only have 3 hearts and you're probably not used to controlling Wolf Link. Oh, I don't. Is that actually what it's supposed to be? You know what would be really cool, Gibdos? I would love to see a bunch of bombs would be nice, and a fairy would be just super swell. We can be besties if you just drop me a fairy. Ouch. Unnecessary damage. No. You can get out of here, can't you? Maybe you'd have to bomb the right wall. Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. People in the south say that too. Huh. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's funny. I didn't realize it was actually supposed to sound like a sneeze. Alright. Let's go do this. I only have 3 hearts, but I think the boss pretty much just dies when you play the flute. So we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, something as common as sneezing, you need to associate something superstitious with it. Right. Excuse me, Dodongos. Yeah, that's funny. Alright. Great. You know what would have been really nice to have in the Dark Nut room would have been the clock on the first enemy we killed. Really? In the US? Oh man, that's pretty exciting information. Is that for the 3DS, like the new 3DS only, Tatsuki, or is that going to be on the Wii U or something? I think that Xenoblade Chronicles is on the Wii U eShop in Europe, but not in the US. Yeah. Yeah, when I picked it up, I actually got a new 3DS. It was the first thing I played with my new 3DS capture card. Because trying to find a copy of the Wii version is very, very difficult. Shit. They only do half damage. Wii U! Oh yeah, that's pretty exciting. Cool. If you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles, $20 is definitely worth it. And it's way cheaper than trying to buy a Wii copy. It's a good RPG. You'll get a lot of bang for your buck, $20. Nice. Yeah, that's really nice, the play with the gamepad feature. Big fan. I don't remember if enemies can cross the stepladder as well. I don't know if they can. If I'm standing there, if I'm safe to just snipe them. That was not a fairy. Yeah. I think there's an old man somewhere in this dungeon that tells you that you can... The boss here doesn't like music. Something like that. Right, more Pulse voices. Multiple deaths in this dungeon ended up scoring us some extra rupees though, so... Worth it, and we can get both the big shield and the meat, which I'll probably do after this dungeon. Might recognize that theme is also in... Oh, we do have an actual fight after shrinking him. Shit, I forgot about that. Also in Mario 3, it's the song that plays you the warp whistle, and it plays at the beginning of Ocarina of Time during the title screen. Shit. Whew, that was super close. There's the NES, baby. Because you beat the boss doesn't mean the environmental hazards are going to shut off. You can totally die after the boss dies. At least the Triforce fills you up. Alright, let's get dangerous. This can take me to... Okay, that's fine. It's close to where I want to go. We're gonna go get the 90 coin shield, 90 rupee shield, excuse me. I might go get the medicine as well. And then we'll go get the third sword. We did, yeah, thanks to everyone who donated. I really appreciate it. Gets this furthest corner bush, right? Alright, the meat here is more expensive. I know it's 60 somewhere else, so we can figure out where. Do I know where I can get cheap meat? Yeah, you have to get 2 warp whistles from the first area of Mario 3. So you have to get one from the level where you have to hold down in the white block, the thing that no one in their right mind should expect they have to do. And then you have to get another one from the dungeon where you fly up over the top of the map. And then you use the first warp whistle and it takes you to the warp area. Use the second one and it lets you go to World 8. If you use them separately, you won't be able to do it. Here, have this prescription. Not so much for buying the meat. I don't need the meat until the... Is it the 7th or 8th dungeon? I don't think I need it in the next dungeon we're going to, right? We should be okay. Let's see, where is number 6? Is that the one in the graveyard? It is. Okay. So keep moving left here. Guess I can go to Dungeon 7 now with the Warp Whistle. I guess I don't really know why I would. Meat's needed for 7? Okay, thank you. I remember how to get to 7, so we're good there. Go left, down, left, up, right? I thought that was right. Left, down, left, up, right? Yeah, if you use the second whistle while you're on that screen, it takes you to the third row. That's how you do it. It's in my like 20-minute Mario 3 VOD on YouTube if you want to check it. When I beat it, I didn't play through the whole game. Wussed out and used that. There we go. Master using it, and you can have this. Done, baby. Alright. Master Sword hype. They don't actually call it... What are the names of the swords in this one? There's a White Sword, and then... Is there a name for the level 3 sword? They brought a callback to the White Sword. It's one of the upgrades for the Master Sword in Skyward Sword. I think it's the first one that you get. Northwest, southwest, I see. Magical Sword, that's the name. That's the ticket. 8 keys. Should be pretty good on keys for a while. Oh god, Wizrobes. I think they might be unkillable if I hit that clock when they disappear. I don't remember if this big shield... Oh, maybe they just die. They're gone now. I guess there's nothing in here anyway, so... Okay, so we need to get 60 more rupees, and then we're good on stuff we need to buy, I think. Oh god. So many keys. Oh, I can deflect those with this big shield? Fantastic. I would have made some stuff earlier a little bit easier. Blade traps. Oh, holy screw this room. Oh man. Not a fan. Wizrobes and a shit ton of like lakes. No, thank you. And it's a teleporting like Wizrobes too. You can't even stun them. Okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah. Feeding it to like lakes. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure which balls that in.
No, 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 no.
Show.
Thanks, I'm good.
Ben, oh my god. Do me a favor, Ben, and don't walk in front of the game. Because I could look down at the screen down here. Shit, this guy again? Oh god, well, I've got a better shield. Oh, and he's got 3 heads now. Fantastic. Ben, please stop walking in front of the screen. Oh my god. Oh, I can't block his shots, though. Crap. Whew. Turning bosses into regular enemies, man. Brutal, brutal stuff. Alright, oh shit. Okay, let's take this slow. No reason to go fast here. Maybe we'll get lucky and one of these douchebags will drop a fairy. Did you hear me, game? I said maybe we'll get lucky. Boss fire's immune to blocking. Shit. Oh, I hate these guys so much! I hate them. They're the worst. Guess I could use the medicine next time if I'm doing pretty well and need to restock. Yeah, that's true. It's sort of like, Pokemon doesn't really give you an option, right? It's not like, you know, if you feel like it, you could catch them all, or you know, I guess if you want, maybe you could catch a few. No, it's an imperative, man. You gotta catch them all. Anything less is offending your own being. Unless if you're Ash and you catch like, what was the thing with Ash? He caught like 30 Tauroses or something, and has just generally sucked at filling out his Pokedex. Aim at the eyes of Gohma. Good looking out. I thought Gohma went on to become a pretty common first boss. This one's actually pretty late. About a year, Plaster Master. Doesn't come up often. We're doing okay on hearts now. Orange Wizrobes, no big deal. Blue Wizrobes, sad face. Right, healing up. Just catch the gods. Yeah, I suppose that's a thing too, isn't it? Pokemon Universe might benefit from a bit of a reboot in that department. It's running into the Marvel problem. Just the room with all the Wizrobes. Are they temporary? Oh, that's great. I don't think the Dragon Boss is temporary, though. Nope. Nobody got time for that. Oh, Dragon Boss is totally temporary. Fantastic. Doesn't respawn. This is where we died last time, so let's try to suck slightly less. Wait, no, next room is where we died. I'm gonna skip that one. Oh wait, no, I guess we just could have skipped it the whole time and I just didn't because I'm dumb. That works too. Okay. Oh nice, they just die completely if I hit them with the sword. Fantastic. Ah, mini boss. Oh, I can deflect their shots if I'm facing them and they shoot? Shit, good to know. Maybe just the orange ones, though. Diagonal dodging. Still prefer Wizrobes, I think, to Dark Nuts. They can, like, telefrag you, though, as that one just did to me. Remember, no visual for when you're afflicted with the curse. Deflect any Wizrobe shot? Gotcha. Only with the magic shield, though, right? Oh, God. Hate the likes. Despite their name. Do not want likes. We bomb that wall? Probably not. Take another point of damage, I might just go ahead and use the medicine. Nope. Yeah, it's not worth risking it. Well, I'll take one hit and then I'll use it. Hey Dante. Thank you. How you been, man? Ow. Oh shit. Hates would be better. The best birthdays are flatulent. Oh shit. I feel like that thing was shooting a lot of times there. That's a bummer. I should use the potion. I got excited trying to figure out the mechanic that governs how often they shoot at you. Alright. We have to use the potion this time. This is a big dungeon and it's not worth restarting. Although we are making some permanent progress as we progress, since some of these things don't respawn when they die. Don't want to get my shield, man. Yeah, man, this level's super rough. I forgot how rough this level is. Not the only rough level, but from here the game gets pretty serious. Alright, we can just kind of scoot forward now. There's still an item I can find here though, right? Level 6. Yeah. Not worth the time of day. Astute observation. I don't think I went this way before, in case there's an item. I did not. Oh my god, I hate you all. Phew. Ben? Hold on, Ben is knocking down games from my shelf because he's mopey that I haven't fed him yet. Just have patience, Ben. You'll get fed. The normal time. This must go to the item, right? Oh, it's the magic rod. What's the deal with this thing? I completely forgot about this item. Do you need it? Does it shoot fire or something? It's like an upgrade to the candle, technically. Oh no, it's a Wizrobe. That's nice. So we can always have a ranged attack now that actually do damage. Oh, you. Your rank is a set value. When you hit certain hour thresholds, you rank up. When you do the command, it shows you how many hours you have to rank up. Shit, I swear I was just in the middle of pressing the button to use a potion. But we've made progress. Now we have the magic wand, so now we can go through it more easily. Yep. It takes a really long time to get there, but you can even eventually prestige. Oh man, there's exactly one person who's prestiged, if you don't count me. Yeah, at the 30-hour mark, you get an in-stream chat badge. So you can see some people have little badges next to their names on the stream proper. You get another one at 60, another one at 120, and then at 240 you get to pick whatever one you want. So if there's a particular game that you like that has a cool icon in it, you can set that as your badge. You get a sound effect that only you can trigger at 480 hours. Sure is. Marty's just been sitting on the couch today. He's been good. Not like his brother. Knocking shit over. Being an agent of chaos. All he does is in the name of entropy. Alright, so we're just gonna run south after we light up the room. Running, running, running. How much damage does, yeah, Zelda shields, correct. How much damage does, oh shit, the magic wand do relative to the final sword, the magical sword? I assume it's less. Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm so happy that some of those enemies stay dead. Yeah. Exactly, Yukipo. That's where we died last time, maybe, possibly. Close to it. Doing much better on health in this pass. Let's try to zap that other one. Equal to the white sword. Equal to the white sword's laser shot, or just like a normal hit from it? Half magic sword, okay. Good to know. already one pending, actually. Shit. Just gonna do it now. Buy more of it later. Good use for endgame rupees. I like that you get 2 swigs, right? Because then it turns into the blue potion. That's the key to making this game slightly less brutal. Alright, Gohma is shoot it in the eyeball, right? Too easy. Benedict Timothy Kittleton Cumbercat III. Let me show you what this cat is doing. He is getting in the box of components. Oh, now he left. Okay, well, I'm going to show you then. He's just up to no good today, man. This cat. Da-da-da. That's all good. Gohma the anticlimactic. Yeah, even the flute boss you do have to fight still, technically. Alright, so Dungeon 7, I remember where that is. I need to get the meat, though. I need to farm some rupees now. Or I need to check my map. Let me look on the map real quick and see if there's another place nearby that gives a shit ton of rupees. Indeed there is! How convenient. Where is the cheapest store that sells, Sorry, where is the cheapest store that sells, meat? I think you can get it as cheap as 60 rupees, right? Yeah, you could go. Alright, let's go. This is not doing what I want to do, so let's take the flute, move around. The Blue Ring Shop? Gotcha. I'm actually playing this on the 3DS. So technically, if we get super stuck, I can abuse the restore points, but I don't plan on doing that. This is 3. Okay, this is fine. This is close to where we want to be. I do have it on a cartridge, but it wouldn't stream in particularly nice quality if I was having to do it over AV cables. I think it's this one right here. That's the only one that's 60 rupees? Okay, thank you for confirming. Yeah, that's the ticket. It's a secret to everybody. Cool. And I'm not going to worry about replacing my potion just yet. I'm okay. I think having a blue potion would be really nice. Oh god. Yeah, the copy of Zelda that I got for Andrea, the save battery was busted, so I had to crack open the cartridge and replace it. Ow. Right. Yeah, it warns you whenever you die. It's a certain way you have to save the game. I hope so. Got about an hour left to do 2 dungeons. Barring like repeated failures in Ganon's dungeon, we should be okay. I'll pick up some more magic medicine once we use up the blue stuff. That helps a lot. Yeah, it's the same as a watch battery. 2506, maybe? I don't remember the model number. A little roundy. Alright, we're still sitting on 7 keys, which is great. Yeah. Dungeons 8 and 9 I recall being pretty nasty. I do have a hard stop today, so if we don't beat the game by 6 o'clock, so an hour and 10 minutes from now, we're gonna have to defer it till next time. Yeah, lots of Wizrobes, lots of Dark Nuts. And it's a maze. I might have to look up the maze. I don't remember that part. A lot of, like, rooms that don't show up on the map, right? There's, like, eyeballs or something in the skull that you have to go into, if I recall. Grown-up juice. Link picks up his Fody. from the old woman. I like these rooms where there's one real enemy and the other ones all die when it goes down. Now I get a fairy. The one time when I have full health, a fairy drops in a dungeon. I'm learning what the RNG seed is for the... Oh, Jesus Christ, are you serious? The game is taunting me. Alright, let's see what we got here. There's a secret in the tip of the nose. Good tip. Buddy Sahasrara over there. You think there's just a bunch of like old dudes that live in dungeons in this game world, or do you think that's always just the same old dude who gives you the sword at the beginning of the game? He just gets around. Yeah. Oh man, if we had fairy bottles in this, wouldn't that be a treat? He is weak against the arrow. I think that does more damage than the arrow. Screw that. Alright, what we got here? Stalfos. And the poor 3DS can't handle all of this action on the screen. Frame rate slowdown. Remember the Dieter, you might know from chat, used to joke that he loved the frame rate slowdown in the original release of Binding of Isaac because it made it easier sometimes. Respond to what's on the screen. Really? The whole purpose of that room was a key? Alright. 3 bombs later. I've heard that theory, Yukipo. You got the accurate emulation, yeah. That's what would have happened on the NES. Yeah. There's a secret in the tip of the nose. I don't know, I felt like he could have been a little bit more subtle with that hint. I feel like that hint was a little too on the nose. Alright, what do we got here? Which would be more creepy. Bunch of them just living in dungeons. Yeah, right. Old man, Kapora Gabora, Rauru, Sahasrara too. Oh wow, I didn't think I was gonna get a good joke out of that. I was almost certain I was gonna get bad pun. Okay. It's a question of who typed it first. You can do bad pun too if you want. They just can't proc on top of each other. Really? Huh. Well, I guess that room does drop bombs. It's conveyance, right? Cool. I don't know if there's a way to check for bombable walls. Like you can't tap the walls like you can in the later games. It doesn't like a sound effect. I'm curious if there's something more subtle, like the way that Link pops into the screen or something. No? He's just restocking the bombs I just used. That'd be pretty funny, Yukupo. I wish I could make that happen. I'll look into it. Maybe that's doable. I can do some fancy logic in DeepBot to get something to trigger. I don't know if there's like a way for me to listen for a command, if that makes sense. I can chain commands together. I'll think about it. Yahan asserting his punning dominance as a father. Teller of dad jokes. Call of the Great Finnish Sea. This room is hella suspicious, man. Nope. Seem to recall the final dungeon having a lot of bombable walls that are like necessary to progress. Alright, only have enough bombs to beat these guys, so don't screw it up. Unless if one of them drops some. Lucky. Drop some bombs, drop some bombs. Damn it, those are rupees. That was a risky move there. 5 rupees. Oh, this game is mean sometimes. Oh, I didn't go in the southwest corner. Let's go check that out. Yeah, that could be fun, Yukupo. I'll look into it being its feasibility. I'm not sure if it can be done, but if it can, that's pretty funny. Oh, it's probably something bomb. It's really just a key. I need more bombs. You bastard! Man, this game is just messing with you now. I'm tempted to pay it. I mean, what else am I going to spend rupees on? I guess I'd get more magic medicine. We better give you 8. Hey, Moose friend. How you doing? Oh, wait, no, that was totally worth doing. It increased my bomb cap. I don't think I've ever bought that before, because I thought he just gives you, like, you know, a bomb. I didn't realize he upped the cap. That's really, really good. Totally worth it. Yeah, no shit. Especially with all the Dodongos. I didn't realize that there was like a proto-bomb bag in this game. This dungeon, just in general, is less frustrating than 6. What are you buying? Nope, I started it about 3 hours ago? 2 hours ago? 2 hours ago. Come on. Donk. Nothing. Could have just ignored it. Good to know. There are 2 other. There's another bomb upgrade. Wow, I think that I never found that when I played this as a kid. I misunderstood what the dude was saying when he was like, I bet you want more bombs. I'm like, you asshole. Yeah, I want more bombs. I'm for 100 rupees though. Are you kidding? Where's the other one? Yeah, this other one's fairly short. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Who's grumbling now? Yeah, I feel like Zelda 1 has aged pretty well on the whole. I think things about it that haven't aged terribly well. The drop RNG is kind of tricky because you're used to later Zelda games where they were very careful about planting hearts and fairies and the like inside of pots in predetermined design positions, but you're kind of beholden to the dice in this game. It can be rough. Thought I was gonna be fancy there, not fancy enough. Oh my god, there must be something in the RNG seed that says, hey, if you're full on hearts and you kill one of these boomerang guys, it should drop a fairy. Rude. Another dungeon, I see. That's cool though, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's gotta be something in the RNG seed. If you're full on health and you kill a blue boomerang moblin, it's much more likely to drop a fairy, because there's been like 4 of them now, and I almost never see them drop at all in this game. There's a secret in the tip of the nose, we learned. Ow. Come on. Can we bomb our way up here? Do we have the map? One sec, guys. Guess we can't. Oh, I got confused on the room that I'm in. Thought I was the red dot, that's the boss. Oops. Huh. Alright, so we gotta go down and around then. There's some kind of onomatopoeia in Japanese that gives you that tip. There's a secret in the eyeball. Ow. Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing. I think that little puzzle where you have to give the meat to the monster probably would have just stopped me from playing this as a kid. I wouldn't have figured it out. Hey, I got the upgraded candle that you can use more than once per map. That's nice. I'm gonna want it too. Ba-da-da-da. The Pac-Man map. I think it's like a Lizalfos, although I guess Lizalfos didn't technically exist yet. Really? Right, maybe? Oh, good. Phew. I'm gonna get worried. Let's try Boomeranging. Lame. If I'd been smarter about that, I could have gotten full up. Oh, so close! I don't remember the boss of this dungeon either. Let's go up real quick. This guy, no big deal. So this is like the boss from the second dungeon of Link to the Past. Except way older in style. Nope, that didn't work. Worth checking though. Alright, what's grooving in this room? This asshole again. Doesn't like pretty music. Oh, 3? That's new. Man, I'm getting all these fairies and I'm at full health. So cruel. I don't even need to kill those guys, huh? Like, what are they gonna drop? Key, maybe? We know that there's a secret in this room. Probably want to kill all the wall masters first, though. Although I'm not sure if the puzzles still work when you do that. Is there like a block you have to push in here? Also, does anybody know if like you can still push blocks while the clock power-up is active? Awesome. Grats, Higher Lover. Shit. Almost got eaten by that wall master. Almost happened again, because I got cursed by the anti-fairy thing. So at least they don't do heart damage to you in this game. One of these blocks you can push. There's a secret in the tip of the nose. Just don't know which one. Push, push, push. Ow. There we go. Nice. Yeah, good on them putting the old man with the hint here. Wouldn't have figured that out otherwise. I think we fought one that split into 2, but maybe you're right. They ramp up each time you see it. That's funny, Propagable. That's actually necessary to beat the stage, isn't it? I forget you guys call it Cluedo. Here in the US it's just Clue. Andrew gave a physics talk. Searching for dark matters, though we're playing Clue. Bomb here. Yeah. Hey, this guy again. It's our old buddy. I think he's exactly the same enemy. You can feel how much more powerful you've gotten since you fought him last time. Alright. 2 more dungeons left. There's the penultimate dungeon, number 8, and then Ganon's castle. We're gonna get some different dungeon music. It's gonna be awesome. I think the last one is fairly close to dungeon 2. Took me forever to find as a kid. Oh, right, that does it here. Cluedo? Oh, I see. The final softball dungeon. Yep. I don't need any more meat, do I, right? It's just for that one dungeon, Dungeon 7, or do you need one for 8 and 9 as well? We've got all these hearts now, though. So much magic. What could possibly go wrong? Too much fire. Don't need any more meat? Perfect. I guess I've never actually heard it said out loud. I've only seen it written as Cluedo. But it was meant to rhyme with clue. Alright, Dark Nuts and Wizardrobes. Fantastic. They have a room that's just full of them. Nothing but those two enemies. Oh god. You weren't happy to be weak against... Perfect. I live in the dream right there. He was weak against fire, but... Bombs work too if you place them right. Oh god. Gibdos. Anti-fairies. Hold on one second. Phone's ringing. Oh shit. That'll do. Is anyone else in chat a drummer? There's not a drum track on this theme, but there's like an obvious one that always just goes in my head constantly when I'm hearing it. I think that if you hear like a band cover this song, they almost always do the same. The drummer always does the same beat for it. Do 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 ch, do ch, do do ch, do ch, do 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 ch, etc. Or boots cats, I think is the appropriate, boots being the bass drum, cats being the snare. Whoa, who's signed in as me? Dungeon that makes you rage. Oops, cats. Oops, boots, boots, cats. Oops, cats. Oh, shit. Let's see. Improv drum streams? That'd be pretty fun to do. I'm looking forward to when we get a house so I can play Rock Band on Twitch. Really, really love Rock Band. Can't play it in an apartment though. Piss off the downstairs neighbors. God, dungeons where you have to bomb walls to progress. Oh my god, that's way too many wizard or dark nuts with fireballs shooting at us at the same time. Oh my god. Get back here. Get the boots and cats in your head again. The magic of boots and cats is that the sound at the end of the word kind of fills in for the hi-hat sound in between beats. So boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. Sounds good. Cats, boots, cats, boots, 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 cats, boots, boots, cats, boo, cats. Alright, let's kill these dudes. Ow. They just have like a ton of hit points or something, but the bow and arrow just takes them out. I'd love to get the map for this dungeon. I've become pretty dependent on maps. They don't love you like I love you. Come on. Ow. Shit. Got a key out of that, I think? Picked it up too fast to see what it was. Okay, what do we got going on in here? Gohma Part 2. Electric Boogaloo. Wait, is Gohma 2 not weak against, or did he just close his eye? Or she closed her eye? Alright, we established that. Shit, I think she just closed her eye. Okay. Tougher version of the first fight. Probably clever to do it that way rather than have this be the original battle. Let you know that yes, you can shoot her in the face, and that's the intended way to fight her. Ah. Really brief window to get a shot in. 3 hits, and we'll cover it. Nope, we'll come back there later. Yeah, right. Well, it depends on the enemy, I guess that makes sense. Slashing damage versus piercing and all that. Spectacle Rock is an entrance to death. Now, is that clue really enough to help you find the final dungeon? Like, is there something about Spectacle Rock that... Does it look like glasses or something? Like, how do you know what they mean when he says that? I think I remember there being an area where you have to bomb a wall in one of the old man rooms in order to be able to progress. It might be in the final dungeon, though. Alright, let's get to murdering. Is that book that I got, is that... I forget what that does. Is it just that it's necessary to progress? Like you need it to beat the final level or something? I've started this game way more times than I've beaten it, so this is probably the part that I remember the most poorly. The purpose of the book. I think you get a staff in here too. There's 2 items. Or is it that it upgrades the whiz rod? That might be it. Yeah, it makes it leave fireballs at the end. Oh shit, why did I do that? You idiot. Why would you come in here again? So dead. Are they weak against fire? They're not weak against fire. God damn it. At least they only take 2 hits to kill now. There's 4. These guys are awful. No temporary invincibility cheese available. After I get out of here, I'm using that blue potion. I don't die beforehand, good lord. Blue potion, go. Oh, really? Having to walk through a fake wall? Or walk through a wall in a fake Triforce room behind a boss fight? A bomb a wall you have to step ladder to. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever played Master Quest in this. Or Second Quest. Let's do it sometime. Oh god. Why, God? Why do you taunt me so? Shit, there goes my laser sword. Fun while it lasted. Maybe one of you guys will drop a fairy. They must have something in their movement routine that detects if you're like sneaking up behind them and turns around to attack you. It feels like they move randomly, but I guess I would only notice if they turn around, so maybe it's confirmation bias. A fairy! Just take everything back that I said that was bad, game. I'm sorry. Thank you. You were merciful. Ben, stop rubbing your face on the microphone, dude. God. Bombs. I don't think we have to actually kill everyone in this room. Totally different game. Yeah, I like that about Master Quest. Thanks, Ben. Yep, walk on the keyboard. Okay, more Pole's voices. Okay, we don't have enough coins or rupees to replace, We wanted to get enough rupees so that we can get the red medicine back for the final dungeon. We're gonna need it. Pretty rough if I recall correctly. Well, that goes me back where I just was. He's just saying hello. 10th enemy has the bomb. It's a weird thing to say. Games teach you that flashy stuff is always good, right? Thought I remembered some shenanigan like this. 4 heads? Freaking Hydra, man. Whew. Just damage boosted it and said screw it. Is there another item I can get in this dungeon? Do you get like a master key or something? Or am I thinking of something else? I thought you got more than just the book here. But maybe you get like a master key in the very last dungeon. Also, the master key isn't necessary to beat the game, is it? Because it just kind of gives you infinite keys. Full hearts! Do I need to get it? Should I go back in for it? Or do you think 8 keys are going to get me through to the end? Well, either way, I'm going to go get some more magic medicine real quick. Some kind of low shenanigan. Nothing's stopping. There could be a single shenanigan. No, man, that's my favorite brand of alcohol, Ancient Shenanigan. Okay. Do you guys remember where the Master Key is in Dungeon 8? I do not. It's in the tip? Okay. I'll sneak back there here in a sec, see if I can find it. Oh, did I misremember how this works? I see. So when I run out of potion, it replaces it with a prescription, and I can go get more, I think. Alright, I'll progress to Dungeon 9 for now as is, and if keys become a problem, we'll go back to 8. But we might just be able to avoid it. 40 minutes to beat the game. Cool. Alright. Potion lady is down here. Right. Remember her. Buy medicine before you go. Yeah, we'll try it with having 8 extra keys. That might be enough to get us through, but if we run out, I'll back out. I'm just gonna walk. I think I remember where Spectacle Rock is. Let me look at the map real quick. I don't remember if we have to go through the graveyard to get there. We might. I guess technically you don't. Technically you can get there from Dungeon 1. You have the step ladder. Later, Tasuki. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Pleasure as always. Ow. Ow. Friggin' Octoroks, man. Least threatening enemy in the game. Alright, it's like up here, I think. I think we go left, and then we go up, right? This is basically Death Mountain. Yeah, man, would be tough for a kid to figure out Spectacle Rock, I don't know. It's 2 little mountains next to each other, so maybe they look like eyes. The game doesn't have like a sign saying, this is Spectacle Rock. This is the most glasses looking thing in the game. Would you believe this is the location of the final dungeon? Oh man. Final dungeon hype. I might end up having to look up a map for this place, because I remember it being a bit of a maze. I think you have to have the... If you don't have the Triforce, this room doesn't open. Bombed everything. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Once you establish that you can bomb stuff out in the open world to find things, you'd probably find it that way. Hear that? Should have kept that heart. Phew. Does the wand also light up rooms? It does. Any source of fire, I guess. Stumbled in here by accident. Yeah. Guess if you come in here without the necessary tools, like an NPC straight up tells you, like, you need the Triforce, right? You're not just confused as to why you can't progress. Oh my god, I'm flirting with death with those. Oh, the Wizrobes shoot when you swing your sword. I didn't realize that, so you never want to attack them head on. Oh, fantastic. Good looking out, game. Knew you cared. And screw doing this dungeon without the fully upgraded sword. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty tough. I remember it being a really long dungeon. I'll be cutting it close. It'll be a nice way to open the next time we stream it, though. Just open with, let's beat Ganon, and then let's jump right into Zelda 2. Yeah, you gotta get the treasure in this dungeon to win. Let me look it up real quick. Legend of Zelda... Dungeon 9. It's that complicated, but okay. It's fine. And I guess the way you get to the final thing is pretty rough, too. Probably start skipping enemies more too, because I don't think you have to fight. Well, I guess maybe it's worth killing them in case they drop something. I'll try using my map to determine that. Yeah, a bunch of underground passages are jumping around the map all the time, that's true. Nothing. Worth checking. Oh my god, that is way too many Wizrobes. I'm good, no thanks. No, 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 no. And knowing which rooms where I have to kill stuff would be helpful too. Try to uncover a bunch of it for now. Alright, that's where we came in. There's a room we have to bomb over here. Takes us to some stuff. That's right. Probably the most complicated, like, Zelda dungeon in the series. I'm trying to think if there's one that could oust it for that. Keys that never drop stuff. Which is a bummer, because it'd be a really great place to help you restock. Okay, let's see. We're up here now. We gotta do some looping around. I don't have any keys dropping here at all. That might be the rule. I think the water temple in Ocarina is more complicated. Maybe. I feel like our memory of that dungeon is worse than it actually is. If you play the... I actually think we want to go through here first. Should be suspicious whenever a room is dark. If you play the 3DS version, the water temple ends up being a lot easier, and not because they really changed anything about it, they just made the conveyance a little bit better. It becomes easier to see when you're affecting the water level and how. I think the compass isn't here. know if we actually need it. Ow. Not gonna waste the magic potion until we're doing really well and are pretty close. Oh no, my shield! Oh, that's a bummer. I thought that the enemies would despawn, or that they would stay dead. They respawned. That's a bummer. Yeah, I remember I'd always get stuck in the same places whenever I would do the water temple. It's not completely untrue. It is tricky. There's one part of it in particular that's really, really rough. See, I wonder if... I don't remember if this guy despawns when you kill him. Oh shit, well, I'm not gonna find out this time.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. If I wanted to go get a fairy, how far would I have to walk? Oh my god, I have to walk so far. I don't think you can warp here either, can you? We'll see how far we can get without it. Shit. Nope. Resell them with water temple saves. Alright. Walk. More friggin' bastard like lakes. It is pretty wild how crazy this dungeon is, though. I don't even think the final dungeon of Zelda 2 is that bad by comparison. Right. Alright, so I might use some magic potion here. We'll see how close I get him. Shit. Actually, he hits pretty hard. I don't know if like parts of his body are actually clipping on the other side of the map. Pac-Manning. He's certainly easier with the laser, if I recall. I think you can laser him. I don't think there's anything that's weak against the sword but immune to the laser. Shit. Not worth it. We're using a potion. I can always go buy more. Farm up some rupees. Cool. That's the dream right there. You have to kill all of his little things. You ever see this guy again? He's like unique to the final dungeon, and you see him a lot in Zelda 1, but I don't remember him being in any other Zelda games other than this one. Hold up. Go up first. Just discuss it with me. At the end of the day, I'm the one that's making all the judgments, so if you're not sure that it would fit, if it's not on how long to beat, just give me a heads up. So far, that really hasn't been a problem. I'm sure we can find someone who's done a playthrough and give feedback on it. How long to beat is just a useful, like, third-party thing that I can use so I don't have to make a judgment call most of the time. Yeah, I can't really think of any freeware games that are just huge. Even like, I think Last Dream is on How Long to Beat, and it's, shit, where am I now? Down in that corner. Right. Yeah, this is the path to the silver arrows, so we're on the right road right now. If we can get the silver arrows, that would be fantastic. We don't have to come back in this direction. And also try to get the red ring would be nice. God. I want to try to use the laser to kill him. I guess there are some keys in the dungeon. Cool. we want to go through this, I think. Maybe. I think that's right. We have to kill him in order to do that. I think I have Oblivion. Got most of the more Elder Scrolls games on Steam. Just haven't played any. God, Ben, you just... What did you do, dude? There we go. Yeah, I think this is right. Pretty sure this is the path to the Silver Arrow. Hence the bombs dropping. That'd be really difficult to find this. Like, why would you expect to bomb that wall? Nothing really about it hints to you that that's what you're supposed to do. I think we have to kill all the wizrobes in this room, and it's made extra difficult by the fact that there's all these anti-fairies that are undodgeable if you're on the sides of the room. Secret worst room of the game. Everything's fine, everything's good. Just gotta get the arrow and then we're good. We don't have to worry about it after that. So one of these. I guess this pattern you should have learned from the previous dungeon with the secret is in the tip of the nose, since it's the exact same pattern. So they don't have to tell you that again. This one's pretty rough though if you're playing it over a really long time and you don't remember that previous dungeon. There's the silver arrow. I don't remember if maybe one of the old men tells you, hey, you need this to beat Ganon. Okay. So I'll probably end up using my remaining magic potion. And what I'll likely do is once I have the red ring and everything else, we'll back out, go buy some more potion, and then wrap up the dungeon since we won't have to do all this sidetracking. Does the flute take you... No, it doesn't take you out of the dungeon, that's right, because you need it to beat certain bosses. Never mind. I have to kill these if I want to get back out of here, though, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, that's where they do their conveyance. They make these wizrobes more likely to drop bombs. Alright, let's go down this way. Cool. That is the Boomerang sound. Can't deny that. Alright, I don't have to worry too much about these guys anymore since they took my big shield already. Bastards. Shit. Yes, they still hurt if they touch you though, so they can't eat your small shield. Go ahead and use the other medicine. I'm all the way over here. Oh, that's how it works behind the scenes. They'll just go ahead and hide it. I had to enable it briefly. The spreadsheet you're looking at is technically a pivot table that's pulling from that log. And I do some fancy hidden math behind the scenes to make the whole thing work. It's actually way more complicated than it needs to be, but it turns out that it's kind of tough to have Twitch chat interact with a live document. This is like a pseudo-boss room, I guess. I think we can just get out of here if we're quick about it. I guess not on the way back, though. They do need to die on the way back. There we go. Don't care, just use the key. Might actually be kind of trending in the wrong direction now. Hold on. Double check here in a sec. There's something we gotta get in that room up there. this one up here. There we go. Cool. Let's see, where does this go? Go somewhere else important, right? Where are we? All the way up here. Cool. Now, can we bomb our way? I kind of want the... I think we can. Let me kill all these guys, though. Shit. Really not good. Come on, dude, don't spawn in there. Shit, shouldn't have taken that hit. It's fine, that's how we got in here in the first place. What else can we do in here, though? Oh, this is the way to go to the boss. So I guess I could just try going to Ganon and see if we can beat him. I think this is the way forward to it. I don't have any magic medicine left, but it'd be nice to get the red ring. We'll do that if we die. If we die and have to come back, we'll go get the red ring and we'll bring back some magic medicine with us. And we can skip a pretty good chunk of this path next time. Ow. Clipping through blocks over here. Try to conserve as many hearts as possible. I don't remember if we need to like push through Ganon or how rough it's going to be when we get there. I'm pretty excited for the NX. We'll see what they'd end up doing with it, but... Nintendo's been about a generation behind for a while, so it'll be nice to see them come at it a little bit differently. Yeah, I think this is the penultimate room, right? So let's get the bow and arrow set up and give this a try. Yeah, to light the room too. He does his darkness technique. I guess this was a glitch, the fact that he's invisible, technically, and ports around the room and you just have to stab randomly to hope you hit him. He gets stunned permanently at some point, and that's when you have to stab him, right? Okay, we're gonna go back and get some more medicine to attempt that fight again. Back out. We know where he is now, though, so that's nice. Still pretty convoluted to get to him. I think we'll definitely beat this in the next 20 minutes. Ouch. A few more rupees. Try to kill some of these guys on the way, not use these. I'm gonna figure out what the best place. Maybe going to Dungeon 1 would be a good spot to... Can I influence where it takes me? Can I like press a button to change the like direction it goes? I seem to remember that being the case, but I don't remember the details of how it works. Heal up here. Like if you hold a direction or something, it sends you to a specific temple, I think, when you play the flute. Check the world map here in a sec too to see if I can find a nearby like rupee shop, because I'm super close to being able to afford this. Thanks, Kami. I mean, when you use the warp whistle, I think that you can adjust which temple it takes you to. Yep, that was added by Yukupo. It was actually kind of a surprise coincidence. 1 rupee. 1 stinking rupee. I'll probably need a few more rupees once we get into the dungeon proper so that we can use the arrows. I think you have to stab Ganon a few times, and then eventually he gets like frozen in place for a second, and that gives you a chance to shoot him with the arrow. Maybe. So I think I've only ever beaten this game once or twice, so... find out soon enough. Come on. 1 rupee. There we go. Good looking out, game. Okay, here we go. Let's see if there's any, like, rupee bonuses near Ganon. It looks like there is, actually. Just so I can have some for shooting arrows. Oops. God, you have to stand still once you use it. Yeah, I think you can like tap the D-pad or something and it adjusts which one it takes you to. Yeah, arrows are your... rupees are your arrows in this game. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's not really cutting it. These should just be random at the moment. Alright, I'll just walk like some kind of caveman. It's not that far. I just do like a quarter heart of damage now. Pulling a rupee back on your bow. Yeah. It wasn't until Link to the Past that we got arrows that had like a separate quiver. You still have to buy the arrows technically, and then rupees just act as the stand-in for the quiver. On our way back, Ganon's castle, we've got the silver arrows. We don't have the red ring. I might try to go get the red ring if it's not terribly far out of the way. We got about 17 minutes left to beat the game. So I do have a hard stop here. Andrea and I are going out to dinner with one of her colleagues who happens to be in town, who's going to be moving to Los Alamos soon, so that's exciting. We're going to have another friend out here. I'm sneaking this way real quick to try to score. There's bonus rupees I can find not too far from here. Those guys are pretty nasty. One more screen over. The centaurs. I think we first saw them again in Link Between Worlds. I don't think they were in any other Zelda games before that. Oh wait, maybe they were in Link to the Past now that I think about it. I think it's here. Yeah, pretty sure we get 30 rupees here. Secret to everybody. Oh, the crystal bullets idea for Terraria? I didn't know that. That's really cool. What a neat random fact. Oh, they were in Oracle season. I guess they've been in more Zelda games than I give it credit. Might be in Four Swords too. Man, I've gotten like 3 levels into Four Swords so many times with different groups and haven't actually ended up finishing it. Just because it's so hard to get people in a room at the same time to do anything, let alone, you know, play Zelda with Game Boy Advances connected to a GameCube. Alright. So I can ignore the step here that takes me to the silver arrows this time. Still pretty circuitous. It's not bad solo. I could do it at some point, I guess. I really want to play it multiplayer. Oh, since I left the dungeon, some of the enemies that were like permanent before are back. It's a bummer. This guy. Alright, that's one of the advantages to pressing continue, I guess. So probably the nasty eyeball dude with the bugs swirling around him will be back. He's really gross. Hearts or fairies would be pretty swell. It's kind of crazy how many hit points the likes have. It's a very high number. All my bombed walls stay bombed, which is nice. Because it's not when you sword them, it's when you face them that they shoot you. Oh, this guy is still dead. Oh man, that's really great that he's still dead. Alright, we wanted to go get the red ring, and I think that's going down and then to the right, I think. I wonder if these guys are better about dropping stuff than Keysar. Fortunately, we didn't need to get the master key. Save us a little bit of time. Oh, that would be fantastic. That's what I thought the GBA one was. I didn't realize that the one they did for DS. I didn't realize there was a separate title that was less cool. This version of the guy. Just skip him. Well, thank you, Squared. Ari, if you missed stuff, you can always try checking it out on YouTube after the fact. I load all my VODs there. No, it's not quite the same experience as watching it live, though. Here, I think this leads to the red ring, which should help us a little bit further half the damage that we take. Should be just a little bit helpful. Oh shit. As long as I don't get murdered by the anti-fairies. Awful. There we go. Endgame Link hype. Pretty cool that the whole blue-red tunic thing goes all the way back to Zelda 1. Yeah, try to beat every awesome game, and we store all the VODs for posterity. Really, Retro? Oh, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. I don't get a lot of insight into people who discovered the channel because of YouTube. That's really awesome to hear. Okay, so this was the way we progress back to the boss fight, I believe. I'll probably end up using some of the magic potion and root, which is fine, not a waste. God, these guys are so much better now. For how tough this game is, I think that they added a lot of mechanics to make it a lot fairer if you're exploring enough. Like the medicine and the thing that reduces the amount of damage you take, the red ring, is a pretty modern mechanic. It's cool to see it. Okay, so that ported us here. I'm gonna go left, left, up, up, up. We got time for no keys. Hold on, Ben's standing right in front of my chat. Whoop. Yeah, I played a Ring of Fates for the DS, where you can play with, it's still multiplayer, which is pretty cool. I recommend it. They got rid of the bucket mechanic because it wasn't necessary anymore. Since it's a DS game, you can just do it over wireless. The whole point of the bucket in Crystal Chronicles was to keep people in the same general area. Shit. Yeah, some enemies don't respawn when you die. That is really crazy. I mean, people like freak out about Dark Souls doing that because it makes you feel like you're progressing all the time. Alright, this room was just to skip the bullshit room earlier, right? I think so. Yes. That's correct. Screw all these dudes, ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, is that so, Heathen? Oh, that's crazy. I think I can find out technically. I try to when people hit a certain hour threshold. I can go in my chat log and like do a control F for your name and see when you popped up for the first time, and then deduce what game I was playing from there. Is this room? Let's go somewhere, doesn't it? We have to kill these guys. Shit. Shit. Okay, cool. I think this is where we want to go. I think. Find out here soon. Where did this take me? All the way up here. Okay. So where we want to be. We want to go left one from here. There'll be another one we gotta take to kill more Wizrobes. Oh, I guess not Wizrobes. Give us a break for a sec. Fairy would be super swell right about now, but I'm not holding my breath. Probably get 2 full bars of health. It'll count as more because we got the red ring this time. That's true, I guess it wouldn't figure out if someone popped in during, because of a YouTube playthrough. Right. Well, it does show me joins and parts, so it doesn't just check to see if you chatted. I can also tell... Oh, that guy stays dead too? Fantastic. I don't want to risk it, I'm just going to use the first half of the potion now. But IRC is actually logging joins and parts, tells me when someone joined chat whether they said anything or not. But still, I don't think you can laser him here either. Alright, Ganon round 2. So anyway, I've heard, and I haven't been able to confirm this since I heard it, but I've heard that Ganon being invisible in this fight is a bug, and something that they were referencing in Link to the Past when he does his little invisibility attack where you have to light up the torches to be able to see him again, was pulling back to this being a glitch. I'm not sure if that's actually true. The teleporting thing was intentional. Still making a roaring sound, Ganon. Weird. Got plenty of rupees, fortunately. You can kind of predict where he's going to go, ish. It's tough, though. Alright! Oh, man. Just in the nick of time. Victory! Yeah. Bugs that create emergent gameplay. It's so cool that they changed the fight then, if that's actually what they intended. What's up, girl? Her dress might change depending on which costume you have at the end, the limited palette. Thanks, Link. You're the hero of Hyrule. Finally, peace returns to Hyrule. This ends the story. So straightforward, not messing around with it. Cool. Konchan for Koji Kondo. What's his nuts? Ganon has it. Another quest will start from here. Press the start button. Yes, I think if you select that save file, it'll do the second quest, or you can name your character Zelda and it will do the same thing. So cool.